there's a lot of positive aspects that you're saying moving forward. There'll be a lot of good things, a lot more press trips, a lot more kind of PR getting involved. But are there any kind of issues that, as a community, we may all face? Any kind of things that you see, maybe kind of issues that need to be addressed at some point?
Yeah.
Pitfalls, really.
Pitfalls, yeah.
Pitfalls.
Yeah. There will obviously be pitfalls. I see travel blog. What I really like about travel bloggers right now, the community, is that there's a lot of willingness to collaborate with each other and share information. I think as that money just spoils everything, does it? I think as it grows, there are more opportunities crop up that the travel bloggers community might actually become more fractioned, and that there'll be a lot more competition among travel bloggers. I do see a lot more competition developing. So this whole idea of sharing and collaborating right now, going forward, might become less. I hope not, but that could happen. And yeah.
Hi, you were talking about blog trips, and especially the one you were mentioning that you went on in Italy. And I was wondering if you could tell us just a bit more about how that happened. Like, did you propose it to them, or did they come to you?
Right. Okay. That's the best thing about networking, and why networking is so important. Get to know your Twitter followers or your Facebook followers. Just get your name out. For things like, I've never approached anyone for a blog trip, and I've never approached anyone for advertising. My focus was get the word out about Velvet Escape, and eventually they will come to me, and they have. So an email out of the blue. Hey, we're organizing a blog trip to Tuscany. Would you like to come along? Oh yeah. So yeah, and it's happened last year. There were 2 trips to Valencia, and this year there were a lot more. So it's basically getting your name out, and they will be approaching you. Going forward, I probably see maybe 2 layers. There'll be the real top-notch travel bloggers with the big influence, and then there'll be a lot of people trying to get up there as well. And yeah, I think I see a lot more aggressive marketing methods. I do see maybe a bit more spamming. Yeah, I think the techniques and the methods will just become a bit more aggressive, yeah.
Did you consider to make a kind of association with other bloggers so that you can market yourself as a group?
Yeah. Yes, I have, many times. And it's a work in progress. But I do have the Global Bloggers Network, and it's a platform which I hope to develop further in the future into various ways. Right now it is a platform where bloggers can actually share information and help each other, technical issues, problems, even things like pricing, which is a major headache. Bloggers sharing advice on how much they price for ads or whatever. So yeah, going forward, if we can, what I see is if we can get a PR agency to help us out, maybe a group of bloggers, we already have a group of bloggers together. If we can get a PR agency to help us out, that would be perfect, yeah. And not only to get advertisers, but also to promote the group as a whole, that there will be, when there are blog trips, they would know where to go to approach which bloggers, because we're all in this community together, yeah.
Keith, I got a question online.
Okay.
It'll be Jarosh. Probably, yeah. It says, how do you evaluate an offer of a blog trip and decide whether you should go?
We had this discussion last year in length about the value of blog trips. Obviously, we're all travel bloggers, and we need to travel to be able to generate some content. I mean, you can't write a travel blog from home if you're at home all the time. You have to travel. And so for me, going on a blog trip obviously is a way to get more content, to get my photos. But at the same time, when you're on one of these blog trips, yeah, it happens to everyone. Your traffic falls, or it dips anyway. It can crash. It has crashed before. And you might be missing opportunities for maybe people approaching you for an ad, or something that needs to be done very quickly, and you could earn like £200, and if you had replied to that email by a certain date, but you're going on a hike somewhere in the hills of Tuscany, so you can't reply to it. Tuscany, for instance, was a good example, because when we were in Tuscany, we got loads of new followers from Italy who are following the hashtag Tuscany trip. So there's a bit of a on the one hand, you might be missing out on opportunities, your traffic might be falling, but on the other hand, you're networking, you're getting more followers, you're introducing your blog to new readers. So how do I decide which blog trips I go on? Right now, I just go for all of them.
I was wondering if you had advice for PR agencies and the best things to do and not to do, and things that you've hated in the past. So.
All right, please stop sending us press releases. I get one like every week or every other day. It's just annoying. So, I thought you'd be interested in this. No, I'm not. My standard practice is when someone sends me a press release, I send them back my services and rates card. And say, well, if you want to get your press release on my blog, these are my rates. Most of them don't reply. So that's I just a standard template email, so it's not much work to just send it off. I think the most important thing is just to understand what travel blogging is about, what travel bloggers do, the various niches they're working in, and it's events like these that bring PR people with the travel bloggers together, and you get to know each other, and face to face you're talking with one another. I think that's the best value that you can get out of it, and it's a steep learning curve. It was a steep learning curve to become a travel blogger, and I think it's going to be a steep learning curve for PR agencies to get to know travel bloggers.
I can just put that in perspective a little bit. There are approximately 240 specialist PR companies in the UK dealing with travel. And a nucleus of them are now beginning to understand what it is that bloggers are doing and engaging with them. Drew's amongst them. Your boss, Debbie Hindle, is right across it. And Lewis, of course, down at Flagship Consulting. Same sort of thing. There are some really good and expert PR companies who are getting their heads around this now, and it will grow.
Yeah. And I think it's our role, as I said before, for travel bloggers to demonstrate, to show what we can do, to talk about what we can offer tourism boards or PR agencies, whoever, and basically it's showing the example. And I think going back to the Tuscany blog trip again. And even Valencia last year, the two trips generated, 24 million impressions. That's people tweeting. Last week, 5 bloggers generated, and this is like 4 days after the end of the blog trip, and the hashtag Tuscany trip was still getting about 280,000 impressions, like over 26 tweets. Being read by an audience of 210,000 people. So if we can get the message out, using social media, and this is what travel bloggers have, which I think is very unique, is that when you're marketing something, it happens in 2 phases. It happens in real time when you're there. You're doing this cooking course and you're tweeting about it, and you're interacting with your audience. You're telling them a lot more about this cooking course while you're making something or stirring something. And you get people interested in that cooking course, and then it happens, and then you get a lot of buzz from that. And the buzz happens again when you go home and you start writing your blog posts about it. So, I mean, these are things which traditional media, like in the newspaper, you just publish an article and that's it. I think travel bloggers can have the real-time marketing opportunity, and the second marketing opportunity is when they start publishing your posts. So, but it's something that we have to show everyone. This is what we do. This is what we can do. This is what we offer. And once the message starts going around, and it's going around as we speak, that's just brilliant. It's just more opportunities being created for ourselves.